everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got 4 new breakfast recipes to share with you. First up, I'll be showing you how to make bagel breakfast sliders. So here are all of the required ingredients just laid out, and I did buy already cooked bacon just to make this quicker and easier. So in a bowl, I'll be cracking 5 eggs, and to that I'll be adding 1/4 cup of milk. Then I'm going to salt and pepper this. And give it a good whisking. Then on the stovetop, I'm heating up a pan with some butter, and I'm just going to go ahead and pour the egg mixture in. Now I'm going to spread cream cheese onto 6 mini bagels. Then I'm going to continue cooking the eggs, and when these are done, I'm going to top each bagel with some scrambled eggs. Here I'm just sprinkling in a little bit of parsley. Now I'm going to assemble each bagel slider by topping it with some scrambled eggs, some sliced bacon, and some cheddar cheese, and then putting that top bagel back on. Now I'm going to top each bagel with some melted butter and then finish them off with some everything bagel seasoning. And then these are going to bake at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. These were really simple and tasty, and the kids loved them, and I feel like maybe these would even be something good to make ahead and freeze for busy mornings. Today I'm going to be making an overnight peaches and cream French toast. Here's all the ingredients that you're going to need. And instead of the bread it called for, I'm going to be using this brioche loaf. To start, I'll be spraying my baking dish with nonstick spray. And then in a mixing bowl, I'm going to be adding 2 cups of whole milk, 1/2 cup of heavy cream, 8 large eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and whisk that together real well. Then I'm going to set this aside, bring my baking dish back, and I'm going to start assembling the bread inside. Now really you just want to make this fit however it will, so I just tore it up into pieces and kind of squished it all down in there. Then I just pour the egg mixture all over the top. Then I'm going to arrange two 15-ounce cans of peaches over the top and a half cup of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then place a lid on this, pop it in your fridge overnight, and then you're going to bake it at 350 degrees for 45 to 55 minutes. This next breakfast recipe is for sheet pan egg in a hole. So I've got my 6 slices of bread here, and I'm just going to butter each slice of bread and then place it face down onto the parchment paper. Now I'm going to take this little cup, you can use a cup or a cookie cutter, whatever you have, and just kind of make a hole in each slice of bread. Now here I'm going to be placing my bacon into the oven only for about 5 to 7 minutes. You don't want to fully cook this because then it's going to be going across each slice of bread and going back into the oven. Now the fun part, just crack an egg right into the center of each of these. When that's done, I'm going to sprinkle each one with some Parmesan cheese. Then I'm going to top it with some everything bagel seasoning. And these are going to bake at 400 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. Now this last recipe I'm definitely going to have to make again soon because they were so good, and that is Dutch apple pie muffins. I'm going to start by peeling my apples, and then I'm going to dice them into small chunks. And you want it to be approximately 2 cups, so I used 6 apples and it ended up being too much. I would think about 4 apples would be good. Now in a mixing bowl, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of rolled oats, and 1/4 cup of softened unsalted butter. Then you're going to combine this. It says to use a pastry cutter, which is not a gadget that I own, so I'm going to attempt to do this with a potato masher, and I think I'm going to end up having to get in there with my hands. This is supposed to be all combined so that there's no dry ingredients left in the bowl. So here's the crumb topping for the top of the muffins. I found that this worked better just going at it with both hands and really mixing it up. Now while the oven is preheating to 425 degrees, I'm just lining a regular muffin pan with cupcake papers or muffin liners. Don't mind my pan, this thing has definitely seen better days. Now in a separate bowl, I'm going to start working on the batter, which is 2 1/4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon. It called for half, but I just went ahead and did the full teaspoon. 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Then whisk those dry ingredients together real well. And I almost forgot the half teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm going to add that in and whisk that together with the other stuff. Then in a separate bowl, add 2 eggs add a cup of unsweetened applesauce, 6 tablespoons of oil, and a half cup of milk. And then whisk those together real well. Then the egg mixture is going to go in with the dry ingredients, and you want to mix this only until combined. Then you want to start scooping your batter and filling the muffin cups. Then you want to start piling on the diced apples on top of each muffin. Then when I thought each muffin had enough apples, I just started to pile some crumb topping on top of each one. I just cleaned up the edges of these a little bit before placing them into a 425-degree oven for 5 minutes. After the 5-minute mark, it wants you to lower the heat to 375 degrees. And bake for an additional 14 to 17 minutes. Then you've got delicious Dutch apple pie muffins. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and drop a comment down below letting me know which one that you're going to try. See you in the next video. Bye guys.